What's up, guys? Today I'm reviewing Halloween, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Will Patton, Judy Greer, and it's directed by David Gordon Green. Now, this movie is a direct sequel to the Halloween 1978 classic. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. There have been plenty of sequels to Halloween, but that doesn't matter. You know, all those sequels, H2O, that came out 20 years ago with Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role as Laurie, doesn't matter. The reboots from Rob Zombie, doesn't matter. This is the actual true sequel to Halloween of the same name. Confused? Yeah, you should be. Let me show you a clip.
There's a reason we're supposed to be afraid of this night.
I've been preparing for this for a long time.
It is not safe to be on the street tonight.
Go home! Get out of here! Get inside! Michael!
He's here.
Alright, let me just start off by saying that I think the original 1978 Halloween film that was directed by John Carpenter is a classic. It really is. It's a movie that was ahead of its time, and I think Carpenter, with his directing, the score that he did for that movie, Jamie Lee Curtis, was all amazing. And the movie, I think, has stood the test of time because of Carpenter and what he was able to do with that movie. The rest of the sequels, I really don't remember. I do remember H2O, that came out 20 years ago, which was the first time that Jamie Lee Curtis reprised her role as Laurie. Yeah, wasn't too good. The Rob Zombie reboots, you know, the first one he did was actually kind of decent, but I just think Rob Zombie isn't that great of a director, so it just didn't turn out as good as it probably could have been in the hands of a more experienced director. But yeah, I mean, none of them compare to the original Halloween movie. So now you have this movie that is supposed to be the true sequel to the original Halloween movie. All the sequels that came out after it, they don't matter. This is the actual true sequel. They're bringing back Jamie Lee Curtis. It's going to take place 40 years later from the original. So, yeah. All I'm saying is, why couldn't they just name this one Halloween Returns or something? Why just leave it the same name as the original? I mean, you're already confusing people with the fact that all the sequels that came out, you know, after the original Halloween movies don't matter. The very least you can do is just name this movie differently, you know? Halloween Returns. How hard would that have been? That's all I'm saying. The movie takes place 40 years later. Laurie Strode has PTSD from what happened to her 40 years ago with Michael Myers. And ever since, she has been waiting, training, hoping for Michael to break out somehow so that she could basically confront him again and finish what they started. Yeah. You know, and all the credit goes to Jamie Lee Curtis. Her character, Laurie Strode, was great. You know, you know, she was Sarah Connor from Terminator 2. She was. And I loved what they did with her character. I don't think they showed enough of her character, but I think she did great, and she was definitely the best part of the movie. Also, Michael Myers. I think what they did with Michael Myers this time around was terrifying. They really brought back Michael to form as him being this ultimate force of evil, just basically killing everything in his path, and made him terrifying again, you know? I think the problem with the sequels that came before it was that, you know, it became kind of hokey after a while. You know, all the characters were meaningless, and, you know, to bring back what Michael truly is, just someone who is just pure evil. And it's something that is terrifying, you know? And they were really able to bring that out of Michael again with this movie. And I think it was fantastic. I mean, there was times in this movie where I was very uneasy. The death scenes were very brutal this time around. I think worse than any other previous Halloween movies. Michael just was unpredictable in this movie in a way that I don't think they've ever shown. There was a death scene in particular that I'm not going to give away, but when it happened, it kind of set the tone to where you really know how far this movie was going to go. And it left you very uneasy the whole time, you know, and it worked. You know, it did its job. It was terrifying. The comedy in the movie, I thought worked. I know some fans complained that the comedy kind of took away from the brutality of the movie. I didn't think so. I thought it worked fine. Yeah, some of it didn't always land, but I thought for the most part it worked. Yeah, I liked it. I know Danny McBride was, I think, co-writer on this movie, and yeah, I thought the comedy worked. I thought it was fine. I actually thought the acting was actually pretty good all around. I think everyone did a fair job. There was a character that I was not a fan of his story arc. It was a kind of a twist that when it happened, it was like, okay, interesting. But then it was kind of just put away in less than 2 minutes, and it really didn't matter. So I'm not sure why they did that. It didn't ruin the movie. I just don't know why they put that in there if at the end it really didn't matter. So there's that, and I think the ending could have been a little stronger. I just wish they would have tied it up a little better instead of, you know, kind of leaving it open again, of course, for a future sequel, which we all knew that was going to happen. But I just feel that by doing that, it could kind of undercut Laurie's story as a whole, you know, to where she's at now. But who knows? Maybe they'll come up with something creative again. But besides that, I thought the movie was great. Honestly, I had no other complaints about it, really. I thought it was a solid movie. I think most fans of the Halloween franchise should like this movie. I give it a 8 out of 10. It was very entertaining. I didn't think they would be able to pull it off, but they did. This movie definitely is a solid sequel to the original Halloween movie. And it was great. I had a lot of fun with this movie. So, what did you guys think? Did you like the movie? Did you think it sucked? Do you think we even need this movie at all? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And if you like my review, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back.